part 1 along with the part 1's link along with the link for the original videos in the description. Let's proceed.
Is this some kind of boomerang sword, or is it sentient enough to fly around the bad guys like this? Also, did it forget it was a sword and decide to use a laser to cut this metal thing down? Why not just be a laser?
Yeah, I don't remember
Bad
Saba
guys
doing a
decide not to
laser in
move
the
away from
show.
this metal bucket thing, even though they had plenty of time to avoid getting squashed. Maybe they couldn't handle any more terrible puns and decided this is the perfect time to end it all.
Ever since you came into our lives, you've been like a father to us all.
Which brings up a solid question. Do any of these teenagers have parents?
Yes, they
Power
do.
Rangers, just
Yes,
an
they
army of
do.
Morphin mercenaries?
There may be a power that can save Zordon. It is on the distant planet of Vados. It's very dangerous. All who have tried for it have perished.
Okay, well, sorry, Zordon. Right? Right?
Are you ready?
You are? I mean, you've had 30 seconds to think about this. Remember, everyone's died trying this, and you won't have enough power to get back, and all the things that make this...
I'm guessing at another point he's going to add
We
another
don't have
50
our powers,
cents.
but we're
Maybe.
still the Power Rangers.
No, you're just Rangers.
Hi,
Yeah.
honey. I'm home.
Movie takes a risk by making basically every other character the comic relief.
The Rangers are going after the great power!
How the do you know that? Been in a completely different location the whole time. I'm going to add 2 sins for Ivan creating a bird army with a loogie. 1 for it happening, and 2 for making me write it down. And you know what? 3 for making me say it. Movie goes full Wizard of Oz and basically does everything except have ooze say, fly my pretties. I bet the actors in those bird suits paid a lot of money for a theater degree. These loogie burn human hybrids are going to fly to another planet because gravity and physics.
Look at this place.
It looks strikingly similar to coastal Australia.
Come on, guys. We got a job to do.
Must have filmed it
And
in
you have no
Australia.
idea where to
Yeah, it
go
was.
and almost no idea what you're looking for. Good luck.
I'm going to recruit the parents of Angel Grove.
Why the
I'm sure
parents?
this movie wasn't written by actual children. The adult alien would refer to all the
I
adult
wouldn't be
humans as the
surprised.
I was just thinking about Zordon. You know, everything we've been through together.
Like the time he was in that tube and I stood there looking at him, or the other time he was in that tube and
Yeah.
told us to go fight someone. Also, in the middle of this dangerous trip where time is of the essence, I figured I'd grind this adventure and movie to a halt and think about stuff. Ah, Birdemic.
You know the funny thing about Morphin?
What's that?
You don't appreciate it until you can't do it anymore.
Sure, let's talk about this now, while you're getting your asses kicked.
No, Big Bird!
Using Big Bird's name in vain. Kimberly's legs survived this. 90s action heroes are saved by, who else? Xena, warrior princess. Now that there's only one competent fighter here to fend off the bird creatures, they revert to the standard 1 henchman at a time method of fighting. What threat do the birds actually pose? They don't fight so much as give awkward slap.
Go back to wherever it is you came from.
She's from another planet, so obviously she has an English accent.
Yeah.
The ground is littered with the bones of those who have tried for it and failed.
I don't know if one dead, oversized llama creature qualifies as littered, but what do I know?
What has happened to Zordon?
He was attacked by this cosmic being named Ivan Ooze.
Try saying that 5 times fast without laughing.
I'm sure that when you've tried it, you all will be believing.
What exactly are you supposed to do with it? Is it food? Is it like yak? Can we use it to make the movie explain
Yeah, I
what it is?
don't know.
Take it home in boxes. Take it home in cases. If your parents try to stop you, just throw it in their faces.
Man, these kids changed their opinion on ooze on a dime. Just because this evil fellow showed he could rhyme. He decided to find the time to create a logo and label for his ooze, and then find enough plastic jars to distribute it to all the parents in Angel Grove. Dude doesn't need to take over the earth. He needs to be on Shark Tank. It does smell so gross. Here, let me put my hand in it. I've always wanted Grimace's semen on my fingers. All the adults in Angel Grove decide to touch the ooze at the exact same time, instantly creating an army of grown-ups.
Wow.
Also, movie accurately depicts what an audience
Thanks
looks
for bringing that
like
image in
by
my
marking
head.
this movie while they walk out on it.
As the number of missing parents continues to grow.
This report is brought to you by the Exposition News Network. We tell you
Oh.
exactly what's happening so the screenwriter can go grab a drink. Also, Alpha Fun.
Also, we're at 158 cents now, so that's 53 added on the dime. So like, be at like 105 right now if it wasn't for that.
5 gets his TV orb working just in
Whoops.
time to see something that pertains to the story.
Ivan's evil plot is taking shape.
Just from the sheer stupidity of people to stick their hands into a strange purple goo for no reason. This asshole still hasn't called the animal she promised when it was daylight.
A frog.
Yes, a frog. Like the one you kissed.
Sure, that gave me a boner and all, but how does it help me fight again? Also, I like how the Power Rangers couldn't morph when they got to this planet, did absolutely nothing, and then were given their powers back, as if that problem was never a problem at all.
Yeah.
What seemed like an obstacle they'd have to overcome is quickly swept under the rug by Warrior Princess Magic.
One step beyond this plateau, and I would begin to age as rapidly as Zordon.
How incredibly convenient, or inconvenient, however you want to put it. What kind of special magic power keeps you young in one geographical location, but then ages you rapidly when you cross into another? Who decided on that rule?
The strength is inside you. Trust it.
Speaking of trust, this woman is putting an extreme amount of trust in these kids, even though all they did was casually name-drop Zordon. She has absolutely no reason to believe they're trustworthy
Good to
or
say
can
Power
complete this
Rangers
mission. I mean,
and-
they couldn't even
I'm sure
defeat a
she
few
would've-
bird people. Just as I expected, the warrior princess was an owl all along. Wait, what? Who's making this guy dance made the final cut of the movie. These fucking kids are still standing around like time isn't of the essence. Instead of trying to fill the time with actual plot and action, movie decides to show the kids just walking around in the woods for a few minutes.
Get back to work!
People who have been made unthinking slaves by some purple ooze somehow need to be reminded to get back to work.
Yeah, why would he stop working in the first place if you're controlling him too well? It's a good question.
Ivan outlines his evil plan with an earshot of the hero kid. The cool thing about being eaten by a skeleton is if it swallows you whole, you just fall out the back of its skull.
That might be a
These
good
kids were
ride.
just endowed by their animal spirits or whatever, giving them awesome ninja outfits, right? Did that not also equip them with any new fighting abilities? How the literal is pre-packed ooze coming out of this machine? Is Ivan using his magic electric powers to make bottle tops and stickers?
Parents of Angel Grove!
If these are just the parents, then there are still thousands of adults out there who haven't noticed that a large chunk of Angel Grove's population suddenly went missing.
Are all
You will
the
return
adults
to the
parents?
construction site and leap to your doom!
Yeah, leave it
Why would he do this? He currently has an army of brainwashed adults that he's able to control with his mucus, and instead of using this workforce to grow his obsequious army,
He's
he decides
evil.
to kill them
Get
all.
it?
So he and his two monsters have to do all the distributing themselves. That's not a business, it's a hobby. I'm out. Sounds awesome, but all that happens is they morph from not having hoods on to having hoods on. Bad guys can conveniently and easily be defeated by a nearby pool of water.
What is this? Pick on the frog day?
Not only is this line not funny, it has no basis in truth whatsoever.
I
These dicks
missed
have been
that
fighting all the other
completely
Power
when we
Rangers, and
watched
pretty much
the movie.
exclusively them. So it's not just you egotistical bastard.
Talk about a splitting headache.
I'm just gonna add 100
Did not expect that!
What? Just because he put the trash into the wall, he just
Wow!
The pyramid are the same as the Ranger spirit animals, because I guess this movie was written by very young children. Those are all the animals they know. So the only obstacle,
I'm
that killed
bookmarking
so
where
many who
like
came before it,
we had
was
that
fighting a
reaction
handful of
so we
stupid
could like play it
the stone
back
door. Got
afterwards.
it. Apparently this is the first time anyone ever noticed doofuses. No. So it's because I guess this movie was written by very young children, and those are all the animals they know. So animals disintegrates?
The sacred animals.
The animals on this pyramid are the same as the Ranger's spirit animals, because I guess this movie was written by very young children, and those are all the animals they know. So the only obstacle, that killed so many who came before it, was fighting the handful of
Probably
doofuses
gonna reach
who
over
lived in the stone
100,
door.
300
Got it.
by the time we get to the end.
Apparently this is the first time anyone ever noticed a giant hornet robot in the middle
Yeah,
of the
why the hell were the cars
Nice.
not getting away from it
to be
before
more of an
that?
inconvenience, considering the only thing they're actually doing
Maybe
is
they're just
obstructing
too
traffic.
destructive
Giant
of
metal
how
scorpion
awful
hates
the
cars, but
CGI
the building
is.
remarkably intact.
Ninja Crane Zord!
Bad guys just stand around while the Power Rangers call for vehicles from the sky to come down and help them. This takes like a full minute or so, but they just allow it to happen right in front of them. So are these Zords parked on another planet somewhere?
Happens faster,
They
I
fly
think,
in whenever
than
they're
it
summoned,
appears,
or do they just
I
materialize
guess.
out of thin air?
We're out of here!
Their voices are remarkably clear, considering their mouths are completely covered. Not only is Ivan able to mass-produce his own ooze, but he also found the time to purchase and distribute matching ponchos for his mindless parent army. You would think these kids would just be eating pizza and drinking soda. Maybe the more hardcore
Yeah,
kids
what
are
are
making
they
out
doing?
drinking beer, but no. They are just exclusively eating Ivan Ooze's snot. This kid whistles, and a large group of unruly children stop what they're doing to look at him. In fact, if this ooze has brainwashed these teenagers, how is this asshole supposed to snap them out of it with a simple
I
whistle?
don't think it
Rockets away!
Amazing
just the
Zord of power
adults.
shoots these rockets, and all they do is cause somebody's 486 to crash when rendering the effects. Frog Boy waits until he gets shot.
I can't help
before
but think
using
there's
his
going to be
electrocuting
another
tongue,
like 50
because
cents
starting
out
with this
of
would have
the
been way too easy.
video.
Hang in there, Rocky!
Because
What
that's
is causing these mighty
153
morphin teens to
cents
talk with
that have
pump
been
fists
added
all the time?
right now.
This kid knows how to operate the city's monorail train. With this
Yeah,
kind of power,
why
doesn't
not?
this dude won
You brought
already?
that up.
Whoa, somebody call a plastic surgeon.
Body shaming. Well, I guess the jump-a-thon that kickstarted this movie's plot was all for naught. Instead of just doing this to begin with and easily defeating both bug monsters, thus eliminating the option for Ivan to possess one, they decide to draw this f***ing thing out, destroy more of the city, and give Ivan a fighting chance.
The track's broken!
This kid knows how to get the train started, but has no idea how to stop
I
it.
brought that up.
Yeah, you did.
Are we sure this kid doesn't have
Of course this
powers
fucking
over all
works.
the other kids? He was able to convince them to leave their awesome no-parents party pretty easily to go rescue all the adults.
We get Ivan into the Comet's path.
And boom!
Can a plan count as an ex machina? Because that's what this feels like. The parents should have totally
I
fallen
said
off
that,
at this
like,
point, right? Movie keeps buying
Ryan's
time by
comment
cutting
was
to
like an
different
ex
shots that
machina.
move the parents back several
It's like
feet.
a
And these few
Deus Ex
children are
Machina.
able to slow a giant mob of grown-ups to buy time for this kid to show up with a fire hose. I get that they just need him in the crotch, but is that all the emergency button does? Raise the knee? By the way, no one is operating that bucket truck. I sure am glad this father and son I didn't care about can have a happy ending. It really made an impact on the movie's runtime.
Rangers, you made it. I'm afraid you're too late.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that. Sure, Ivan was wreaking havoc on the city, but couldn't they have dropped off the great power before?
Oh, we'll have to do we were also planning to do, the honest trailer for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. That is going to have to wait.
Before they went to go fight him, it would have taken 5 seconds tops. The movie forces me to watch each of these kid actors one by one try to force out a tear.
To those who possess the great power, all things are possible.
Even lazily undoing the predicament that this movie wrote itself into? These assholes somehow knew standing in a circle would create the power they need to revive Zordon. Good for them. Not only does the great power allow them to bring Zordon back to life, it also repairs their entire control center, because the great power is also a great contractor. I'm glad the shiny lights from Batteries Not Included could find work again.
Rumor has it you're quite the hero.
No one seems at all curious about the alien invasion, the mass brainwashing of the entire city, or even the mild destruction of that city. They're just going to casually remember the kid who got the other kids to not be dicks to their parents, and act like there was nothing colossally strange about everything else that happened.
It's like what you taught me about martial arts. Use your head.
Your hands and feet are also important to martial arts. Were these two even in this movie?
Yes.
Stuff from the cutting room floor makes it into a mid-credit scene somehow. That's the band Shampoo doing their song Trouble, which I swear will soon lapse into the B-52's Love Shack at some point, but never does.
Movie Centelli 319. Sentence.
You're crazy.
Morphine Power Rangers.
Pay no attention to that man
Behind the carpet.
Smells like teenagers.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Look, it's in a
Yeah, it's pretty much like Voltron.
Who are you?
There are some who call me Tim.
There, beyond the New York jungle is the monolith.
New and improved
Joker product!
with the new secret ingredient.
Brilliant! Smiley!
It's really creepy. Isn't it great? We could get in big trouble. I know. I wonder if its brains are still in there.
Inconceivable.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Well, sir, there's nothing on earth like a genuine, bona fide, electrified 6-car monorail. What I say?
Monorail.
What's it called?
Monorail.
That's right, monorail.
No time for afterthoughts. See you guys next time. Catch you on the flip side.
See ya.